Everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. We're going to be talking about Tesla earnings and the rest of the stock market, where it's at, what it's doing, and how this relates to earnings season, and what's the plan here? What's going on? So let's jump into Tesla here, and obviously Tesla is a highly speculative stock. It's been performing, I would say, okay this year. I mean, it's not as bad as some of the other stocks. I mean, it's not down 80-90%. You would think that. A lot of people think that due to high gas prices and everyone trying to switch to EV, Tesla has been selling a lot of cars. They have been doing that. However, they did beat on EPS, but they missed on revenue. So, they're coming in here 16.93 versus 17.1 in revenue was expected. As you can see here on the chart, in 2020, they had a little bit of stagnant revenues here, but in 2021 really started to lift off. I mean, they got the new plants in China. They have the new plant in Texas, and, they're starting to see more cars getting delivered. Now, revenues, this is the first quarter right now that revenues have really, slowed down for them, started to take a little bit of a hit, kind of started to retrace a little bit. So, it depends on, what the next couple quarters look like. Just because you had one bad quarter, one revenue down, it's not gonna cause a big problem. However, one of the main things that I would say I'm concerned about is their sale of crypto or Bitcoin, right? So the company offered limited detail about its investments in sales of cryptocurrency, writing, as of the end of Q2, we have converted approximately 75% of our Bitcoin purchase into fiat currency. Conversions of Q2 added $936 million of cash to our balance sheet. Overall, the company's cash and cash equivalents increased by $847 million during the quarter. It said Tesla made waves among crypto enthusiasts when it announced in early 2021 that it had purchased $1.5 billion worth of crypto or Bitcoin. And what I would say, this is very important, and not really about crypto. And we'll cover crypto in a second. But what I want to say, look here. I mean, the conversions added $936 million right here to their balance sheet. However, the company's cash and equivalents increased by $847 million this quarter. So, kind of thinking here, what is their cash burn right now? Their cash burn must be insane. That they had to sell their Bitcoin to make their cash, basically be positive. I mean, so they sold 936 million, or they converted Bitcoin, $936 of Bitcoin into US dollars, and they've added $847 million. So without this, would they have been down $100 million? In terms of, I know they opened their plants and things were kind of going crazy, and Elon even said, like, hey, opening plants are very expensive. We have an enormous amount of cash burn, and that's why in June they started to say, hey, we're going to start reducing our headcount here. So, I think overall, Tesla is doing good in terms of opening plants, expanding, trying to deliver vehicles. I know there's still a big wait list, but I'm very, 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 very concerned about their cash burn. Without Bitcoin, without the crypto, this quarter might have been a disaster. And knowing that they don't have this money to fall on in the future, they still have 25% of their Bitcoin holdings, but they don't really have that much to fall on in the future. So if they have another bad quarter, what are they going to do? What are they going to fall on? Is this I think at this point, Bitcoin saved them. Bitcoin price did take a little bit of a hit here. It is down just a little bit. Not crazy. It sold off from, kind of chopping all day. It sold off about $700 and starting to come back up. Now, I would definitely say, like, the crypto community, I don't know, let me know what you guys think. The cryptocurrency cryptocurrency community is definitely, it's hard to say, definitely beside themselves right now. If you go on Twitter, everyone's like, you know what, we don't need Elon. Everyone was, Elon, please pump this coin, please. If you're trying to invest in something and you need a savior, then you shouldn't probably be investing in that particular product. I think at this point, Bitcoin, I mean, they sold off a little bit of like almost $1 billion at a $445 billion market cap. What's $1 billion? I mean, I feel like that's going to be easily absorbed, but I think that Tesla did not sell the crypto or the Bitcoin to turn its back on crypto. I think they did it to save their company, right? Their cash burn is enormous right now. So the question is like, are they going to turn things around in terms of cash burn? Or are they going to burn up all this cash? It seems like to me they're going to burn up all this cash. Now, like going into the charts here, I mean, this thing is just chopping sideways. It did hit 778 after hours here. At the time of this video, is currently at 753. They're in the conference call right now. Elon's trying to save face here. But overall, I mean, right now, options market was expecting a plus or minus $48 move between now and Friday. So a $48 move. And these options are going to be burnt to a crisp tomorrow. I mean, the 755 calls or puts, I mean, this 755 was trading at $17, $16. The 750 puts were trading at, let's say, $26. I mean, these things are going to get obliterated. IV was 111%. I mean, these things are going to be, it's going to be tough. I mean, premium sellers are going to be making a lot of money tomorrow if it stays relatively flat. I mean, I'm sure they've hedged and they did all that stuff. But if you're trading on earnings and you're coming out today and saying, "Hey, this is a scam," they're taking all my money, you shouldn't be investing or trading high amounts of money into earnings. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the outcome is. If you want to put on a little credit spread or you want to try to do, a very small play, that's kind of up to you. But I wouldn't get like too aggressive in earnings here because, with a $48 move, I mean, how much do you need to move? You needed to move, let's say, some people were thinking like $100 or something like that. I mean, right now they are going to be making out like bandits. They are going to be stealing so much premium tomorrow. And if we look at the volume today, I mean, it was relatively flat. I mean, calls versus puts. Calls came in at 469,000 versus puts 459,000. I mean, they were flat. I mean, they were probably selling these all day long to you guys. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, if you do want to trade earnings, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad time to either sell premium, especially with that high IV, or just trade shares. Buy a few shares, hang on for the ride. If it goes down a little bit, goes up, you're not going to be as exposed or as leveraged in terms of options. Now, where do we think this is going to go? I mean, we're kind of topping out here right now. Tesla is literally boxed in here. We're boxed in at 760 and 660. We just ping back and forth. But the overall market, I mean, if we look at the NASDAQ, kind of the same situation. NASDAQ started to break out today. Right now the market closed a little bit down, on that news after hours right now. I don't know where the NASDAQ's going to open up. S&Ps right now we're kind of selling off here in the after hours as well on that news. And this is when things are going to get interesting. We're gaining some bullish momentum. S&P, NASDAQ over the 50-day moving average. Tesla back up over the 50-day moving average as well. I mean, so the 10-day just crossed over the 50-day. Hopefully we start seeing this curl up, and we're there's a lot of people bullish right now. People are thinking we're going to be exploding higher, thinking this is a I've heard it all before. Hey, this is the tradable bottom. This is it. And sure, maybe this is the tradable bottom, but I want to say, hey, use extreme caution. I mean, without Tesla's Bitcoin sales, this could have been a disaster. This thing could have dropped 20-30%. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for this market, and that the market we're in right now, things are looking bullish. And like I said in my video yesterday, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it right now. these companies are saving face. Google announced today, hey, we're actually going to be slowing down hiring. That's why the market tanked this afternoon. Yesterday, it was Apple. I mean, all these people are running Netflix. Netflix is another one. They said they're going to lose 2 million subscribers. They only lost 1 million. And that's terrible. You lose 1 million subscribers, that's terrible. Right now, these companies, I would say, are fragile, fragile, fragile. Any up move could easily just be sold off just like that. So just be mindful, be careful. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.